Do you like movies and shows about dance? If so, you might want to check out the new South African Netflix series, Jiva. It's got tons of dancing, but does it have a good story to go along with it? Talented street dancer Natombi juggles the demands of a dead-end job, family responsibility, and a rocky love life, only to realize that her dance moves could be her ticket out of her working-class neighborhood. But first, she must overcome her fears, beat her rivals, and sort out the chaos that is her family. Okay, so I wasn't kidding when I said this is a show about dance. While this is classified as a drama, I really think it's a dance show that has a little story thrown in. We follow Natombi, a young woman who is a great dancer, but because of family circumstances, she must ignore her talent to work to support her family. Now, the premise for this is that at one point, Natombi had to give up dance to care for her family, and now she has the opportunity to dance again in a large competition that will culminate in a national competition with a massive cash prize. The dance choreography in this is phenomenal. I mean, I had a blast watching all the moves that the dancers would perform. As we watch the dance, there are multiple teams that compete, and I liken these a little to the a cappella groups in Pitch Perfect, where there are rivalries, but each group has their own flair. And there are even times where these kind of dance-offs break out between groups. All of a sudden, one group will start dancing at a club and then point to another group, and then it's on. They alternate back and forth with some unknown set of rules to determine the winner. And I had a lot of fun watching the dancers do their thing, especially as the camera cuts in and out of the moves. It's like a high-energy music video with aerial shots, some wide shots, and portions where the camera is right up in the middle of the action. The cuts are quick and energetic, and they're also sometimes frenetic. This first season is only 5 episodes, and they vary in length from 25-ish minutes to over 50. And the first episode intrigued me with the dance and music, but the character development did take a while to really unfold. At first, it seemed like the show was more intent on showing us dance moves rather than building out the players, so we cared about their success in the dancing. The storylines are a bit weak in every area other than Natombi's, which makes sense since she's the focal point of the narrative. Natombi has some friends that she recruits to be in her dance group for the competition, and we do get to find out a little about them. There are also some weird offshoot stories that involve Natombi's best friend, her former boyfriend, and even a dance promoter's relationship. Now, these aren't all tied together, but these 3 separate storylines do illustrate how the show has some focus issues when it comes to figuring out what story it actually wants to tell. One of the weaknesses of the show overall is how the story bounces around between characters, but doesn't do a good job of tying them all together. At times, it's kind of like a series of vignettes that are smashed together with large dance numbers as the transitions. And those dance numbers are quite long. It's not like we watch half a dance number and then the scene moves on. These are full dance sequences with sometimes more than one dance included. In fact, in the final episode, there's a dance sequence that lasts probably 5 to 8 minutes in length. So really, if you're into dance, you will most likely enjoy these moments. I know it sounds like I'm not totally into this show, but really, as the story went along, I did become invested in Natombi and I was sucked into her portion of the drama. Now, some of the drama is a little bigger than it should be, but I was drawn to her and her struggle, and I just wanted to see her succeed. She made me chuckle at times, but most importantly, I began to root for her. She has some complicated relationships that influence her decisions, which then add useful conflict to the story. And these help to sell the emotion that Natombi displays as she wrestles with her passion and her responsibilities. I also really enjoyed the music and the costume design throughout. There are so many bright colors and patterns used in the dancer's outfit that just ooze creativity. Now, this first season is building towards a climax, but it also feels like it's only the first part of the season. There's certainly this impression like we're just halfway through what could be called the first season. More drama is sure to come, but not all of it holds weight for the story. When the show regains its focus on Natombi, it's somewhat compelling and interesting. The other avenues that the show introduces only serve as distractions, which are probably in there to help pad the time and maybe will have some story ramifications down the road, but right now, they are pretty inconsequential. Well, I got sucked into Natombi's story as the show moved along, and I was entertained by all the different dance sequences. This failed to wow me and build out a show where I'm salivating to see where this is headed. If you enjoy dance, you may give this a try, and maybe you'll get sucked into the character of Natombi as well. There's sex, no nudity, some profanity, and barely any violence. I give Jiva 2.5 out of 5 couches. What are you binging right now? I'd love to get some recommendations to add to my list. Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.